Have you ever felt vulnerable or a little bit of panic in camel pose? This class will prepare you to have a more energizing and nourishing experience of the pose. Hi, welcome to the Yoga Wild YouTube channel. My name is Liza and I use the pronouns she, her. This class is called How to Camel Pose. In this class, I will be walking you through a way to prime your body for the pose. So we will be targeting the component parts of the pose. In this mini practice, we'll be opening what needs to be open, and we'll be strengthening what needs to be strong. So what we open are our shoulders. Our shoulders in camel pose are extending, and they are externally rotating. Our spine is an extension. We're lengthening through our entire spinal column. And our hip flexors are also extended. So we're opening across the entire front body in this shape. So what needs to be strong is the back body. The hamstrings engage to support us in this shape. So that's the back of our thighs. And the muscles of our back need to be strong and engaged to support this massive opening of the front of our body. And then another part of our body that's on the front side that's helpful if it's also strong are our quadriceps. They can help us come in and out of the pose. So let's start from our hands and knees. Please bring your hands under your shoulders and your knees under your hips. And we'll start just to find some fluidity through our spine. So moving through cat-cow. As you inhale, lift your sitting bones, pull forward through your spine, slide your arm bones back and gaze either right ahead or maybe lift your gaze. And then as you exhale, press down through your palms around your entire spine, doming across your shoulders, and then continue through that simple pattern a few rounds, just allowing yourself to feel through your spine in this range of motion. And complete the cycle that you're on. And we'll meet in a neutral table spine. And from there, we'll press down through our palms and step the right foot forward between our hands. So if your foot doesn't come all the way forward, you can also catch behind your ankle and help walk your foot forward. So you're placing your heel bone under your knee. You can tuck your back toes, pick up your back knee, walk it a little bit back if you feel like you're boxed in between your hips. And here we're seeking to open across the left hip flexors. So we're lengthening here the front of our left thigh. So let your pelvis rock forward. Firm your inner thighs to midline. Your hands can stay on the ground and you'll just be here for a few rounds of breath, feeling what's opening. Back toes can stay tucked as mine are, or you could untuck the toes there, press down through your toenails. And feel a gentle lift through your spine from the center of your heart, sliding the heads of your shoulders down your back. And you can stay with your hands on the ground or begin to bring your hands up to the top of your right thigh, bringing then your shoulders back to gently rise over your hips. And you can stay just in this hip flexor stretch, kneeling lunge, or bring your right hand to your right hip. Extend your left arm straight up towards the sky. Inhale, grow tall, and as you exhale, bump your pelvis slightly towards the left and reach through your body up and over towards the right. So getting into our lats here and into our psoas. Full breath in. Stay as you exhale, inner thighs hug midline. And then inhale, bring your shoulders back over your hips, bring your left hand to your left hip, both hands to the ground. Ease your pelvis a little bit back and slide your right knee under your right hip, rock your hips a couple of times, side to side. And then we'll come right to the second side, so pressing against your palms or fingertips as you step your left foot forward, giving yourself a moment there to adjust. So left heel bone coming under our knee and the right knee is on the ground. And if we need to tuck the toes of the back leg and walk the knee back a little bit so we feel less boxed in between our hips, we can do that. Begin to hug inner thighs towards each other, so towards midline. You feel your tailbone descending in this shape and a little bit of a lift from your pubic bone. Channel that uplift through your body, sliding arm bones back. Permission to keep back toes tucked or to untuck those toes. You can stay here if this more grounded variation is of service to you. You can just stay as you are. Option, bring your hands to the top of your left thigh. Begin to press against your palms as you ease your shoulders back and over your hips. Maintain that inner thigh, hugging towards midline engagement. And then adding this side body stretch. So bring your left hand to your left hip. Reach your right arm straight up towards the sky. And with your inhalation, channel that uplift. So grow straight up, tall through your body, through both sides of your waist. And as you exhale, lean towards the right, so up and over, through the left. And nudge your pelvis slightly towards the right as you lean through your body towards the left. Inhale. Stay here, exhale. Inhale, bring your right hand back to your right hip. Bring both hands to the ground, move your pelvis back as you transition your left knee under your left hip. Give a little shake out to your hips side to side. From there, we'll transition to lie down on our bellies. So you can walk your hands forward a little bit, lean your body forward, bend your elbows, and just slowly set yourself down. Picking up either leg, extending them back, and setting them down nice and long. And then we'll look at our left hand, and we'll set it almost like we were coming into cobra pose. So slide your left hand so it's set under your shoulder, and then lay the side of your head down so you're gazing towards the left. Reach your right arm out towards the right. And this is to open the right shoulder in its external rotation. So you'll start to press against your left palm and pick up the left side of your body, stacking your left leg over your right. And right away noticing where there's sensation, and it might be a little bit of sensation at first, or right away you might be feeling a lot here. If you're feeling a little bit of sensation and would like to feel more, or curious about what more could feel like, you could walk your left foot off of your right leg, set it behind your right leg. You could pick up your left hand and begin to stretch your left arm towards the sky. You could even start to feel that left arm drifting back. Shoulder blades will start to squeeze in closer towards your spine through that. And you're just staying with breath here, allowing yourself to feel the ease of breath as you notice the sensations across your chest and upper back. And where you are, take a deep breath in. Stay as you exhale. If your left arm is up towards the sky, start to feel that arm drifting back to the ground. Press against your palm, re-extend your left leg over your right leg if your left leg went away from the right, and then slowly set your body back prone. And slide your right hand under your right shoulder, tucking it under the shoulder like a cobra arm. Reach your left arm to the left, palm facing down. Turn your gaze to the right, set the side of your head on the ground. And as you're here, start to press down through your right palm, picking up the right side of your body, stacking right leg over left. And just pausing here so you have a moment to notice whether it's a little bit of sensation or a lot of sensation. If it's a lot of sensation, maybe you even ease out slightly, letting the body come back towards the right in your space. And if it's not a lot of sensation, you might start to step your right foot off of your left leg. You might pick up your right arm, reach your right arm towards the sky. Stay there, that wide open expression, or feel the right arm begin to drift towards the left. We just have all these options. And then can you land in a place and just be there and notice your breath? Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, bring your right hand back to the ground, press down so you're anchoring to that arm. Re-extend your right leg over the left, turn your body towards the ground, and slide your left hand under your left shoulder. Now from here, we'll bring our arms, our forearms on the ground, so elbows stacked under shoulders. Please bend your left knee so the heel comes towards your sitting bone. Bring your right forearm then so it's parallel to the front of your mat, and reach your left arm back to catch your inner foot. So stretching the quads, the front of the thigh here. We'll begin to pull against our foot to stretch the quads. And if you had to twist like I did to come into this shape, then can you gently turn your heart back forward and keep pressing down through your right forearm. So rather than sinking into your shoulder here, you're maintaining your heart poised open, firming the thigh of your right leg as an anchor. Now inhale, begin to kick your right foot back, stretching your shoulder. So this is our extension, our shoulder extension combined with quad stretch. And then we'll exhale, release and switch sides. Bring your left forearm in front, parallel to the front of your mat. Begin to bend your right knee and reach your right arm back to catch your inner foot. Once you have your foot, begin to pull that foot forward and go there incrementally. So just start with a little bit of a pull and go where you can go. And if you twisted to come in, then turn your heart forward. Rather than slinking into left shoulder, press the ground away from that elbow. Lift your heart. Inhale, begin to kick your right foot back. Shoulder extension, plus quad stretch. Exhale, release. Move into some of our strengthening work from here. So strengthening the muscles of the back body. We'll set up for Shalabhasana. So bring your inner thighs together, legs are long, arms resting at our sides, palms facing down. And as you inhale, firm your thighs, float your hands higher than your hips, and begin to float your thighs and a bit of your ribs away from the ground. Slide your shoulder blades in towards your spine and feel a pull forward through your body as you lift. Exhale, come down. You can let your chin rest down or set one side of your head. Take a nice full breath in here. Stay and exhale, sigh it out. Do that again, inhale. Open your mouth, sigh it out, exhale. Set up for a second round of Shalabhasana. You can choose to keep the arms long and palms apart, or bend your elbows and go for interlacing your fingers at your sacrum, your low back. Firm your thighs, and as you press your knuckles back, slide your shoulder blades towards your spine. Lift your heart, lift your thighs. And we'll see about holding this as I count down from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, come down. Opposite cheek or forehead rests. Take a full breath in. Feel that breath rise really across the back body. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now bring your hands under your shoulders where you would have them in cobra. The shoulders drawing down and back, and the upper arms close to the sides of our body like wings. And we'll do this for our hamstrings, so little hamstring curls. As you inhale, feel your heart lifting and opening, and as you exhale, draw your heel bones as close to your sitting bones as you can, this little hamstring curl, and then as you inhale, re-extend both of your legs, hovering the shin bones and maybe part of your thighs away from the ground. Exhale, curl them in, squeezing, and inhale as you re-extend. Do that 3 more times. Exhale, really feeling our hamstrings engage. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. This time, option, you can stay here, lift your heels up towards the sky, or reach both hands back, catch your ankles, Dhanurasana, which is basically our camel pose flipped onto its belly. Kick your feet back against your hands, lift your heart, your ribs away from the ground, lift the crown of your head up. Inhale, and exhale. Come down. Let it go. can give a little wiggle to your low back. All right, we have one more strengthener, and to do this, we'll come up to our standing on our shin bones. So almost as if you were coming into camel pose, only we won't. You can tuck your toes for this. As you inhale, reach your arms straight up towards the sky and imagine your body is wedged between two panes of glass, so you won't be able to move your shoulders independently of your hips. As you exhale, you'll lean your body together back, letting the arms come forward and down. Pause. And then inhale, come all the way up. Body moving together like one unit. Exhale, leaning back as the arms come down and at our sides. Pause, feeling the quads here. So this is quad strengthening. Inhale, come all the way up. We'll do that 3 more times. Exhale as you lean your body back. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And just in case you need a bonus round, inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, lean your body back. The smile. Inhale, come up. And exhale, sit down. From there, bring your hands behind you. This is just a little camel prep moment before we get into our 3 entries. So with your sitting bones over your heels, and they'll stay right there. Thumbs are aligned with your toes and fingers are pointing back. Spread your collarbones, slide your shoulder blades towards your spine, and start to channel that uplift. So from sitting bones rooted, lift up through your body, really puff up your heart. Begin to gaze towards where the ceiling and wall meet. Your gaze doesn't have to move past that point, so we're not dropping the head back here. We're really just feeling our spine in its length and our front body, front of our heart open. Inhale. Stay as you exhale. And then gently round across your shoulders. Bring your hands to your thighs. Pause just for a moment so you're left with some residue after back bend. And a really nice counter pose is just to breathe and feel the natural curves of your spine. And come to your shins, and I'll walk us through entry 1 into camel pose. It's really common in our practice to hear our teachers tell us not to move our hips back. As we come into this pose, we're often taught to keep our hips over our knees and to find a deep arc across our spine and then to reach the hands back. And I'm going to share an entry that actually lets us move our hips back, which can make the pose accessible in a new way. So we just practiced that, and so our body is ready for it. Bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows back, and as you inhale, move your hips back, your shoulders too, so your whole body like a plane. And then let your hands catch your heel bones. From there, spread your collarbones, puff up your heart, and you could stay there, or last option, move your pelvis forward. So the hips travel forward, maybe coming over knees. And to come out, we'll reverse the order of operations that got us here. So first, let your pelvis shift back, and then let your heart start to come forward as your hands find your hips, and you'll sit straight down. You can untuck your toes, pause, and feel what you feel. Entry 2 is our really kind of classical way of coming into this pose, the most common way that it is taught in our vinyasa classes. So we'll come back to standing on our shins, toes tucked, and bring our hands to our low backs. You have options here. Your hands can hold at your hips, or your hands can point down your pockets. I really like my hands to extend up towards my shoulder blades. It helps me really maximize external rotation of my shoulders. But if that's not accessible in your shoulders, hands down works great. So firm your inner thighs to midline, anchor your tailbone down, slide your shoulder blades to your spine, and as you inhale, lift up, 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 up. Hips staying over knees. When you cannot lift up, you could stay, that could be your maximum. Hands staying at low back. Or option, without twisting, lean straight back, one hand, and then 2 hands, catch your heel bones, and continue to lift your heart up and press your hips forward. And as you come up, you'll support your low back first. So support your low back and stack the vertebrae of your spine one by one by one. Untuck your toes, sit straight down. Pause so you feel the residue you're left with. Entry 3, this is our most challenging of the entries that I'm sharing today. And I'll tell you that as you start to come into this, if you're starting to come into this, your body will tell you in the first couple of moments whether or not you're ready for this entry. And if your body starts to tell you, hey, no, I don't think I'm ready for this, then it's fine to go back and keep working on the strength components of the pose, the opening components of the pose, or even the other 2 entries of the pose before you go for this one. So entry 3, you're gonna start with your hands kind of cupped around your heel bones, and even my hands are situated around my heels and the arches of my feet, and my hips are on my heels to start. I'm gonna get into the shoulder girdle, so externally rotating, extending my shoulders, spreading my collarbones, lifting my heart, press down through your toenails, like dig your toenails into your mat and start to lift your sitting bones. Press through your toenails continuously as you lift your pelvis up and move your hips forward. And the way down is the reverse order of operations, really slowly, like anti-gravity approach. Let your pelvis shift back, and you'll be feeling your quads there a lot until your hips come down over your heels, shoulders come over hips, hands to your thighs. Take a few rounds of breath after that. Well, thank you for moving through that journey with me today. I hope this mini back bend practice leaves you with some energy, feeling kind of propelled into the rest of your day. If there was one of those entries that you particularly enjoyed or tried on for the first time, I would love to hear about your experience. Please leave a comment below.